Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.
Hi there, Machedo. Speaking to you from Machedo.com. Who is Machedo? And Think Personal Branding. All right, the time right now is 3:59. Okay, 4 o'clock. It's 4 in the morning. Okay, I just finished, working with one of my clients for a job, a new job, and there are a couple of updates that I want to give you with regards to what's happening with UAE. And today, the updates are primarily from people who have been looking out for jobs, who have got jobs, and who have lost jobs. Okay. And then later on, I will move on to a couple of headlines. So predominantly today's feedback is going to be with expatriates. Lots of emails. I've just summed it down to the main points. Okay. So let's move on. Timestamps are put down below in the description. So the first thing that I want to tell you is, I will start off with a thank you to the supporters of the channel, especially people who have been donating. I told you, whatever you donate will be going to my daughter, my baby girl, because this work that I do it, there's no money involved. I'm doing it as a, public service announcement. So whatever you donate in terms of supporting me, I give it to my daughter for her future education, whatever. So just want to say thanks to two people who have donated. It seems they got united with their family, one of them. The second one was a lady. I appreciate. Thank you. All I can say is thank you. Okay. So now moving on to the parts that I think you should know about. Number one is, if you're running a business in UAE, please be careful, because companies now are using loopholes in the system to not give money back. Okay, to make you understand, if for those of you who are in UAE would know this, if a company doesn't pay you, let's say they've issued a PDC, post-dated check, or they have to pay you money, or there is some issue in terms of the project delivered. Now, what happens is you can threaten the company can threaten you, or you can threaten the company, and then you can say, I'll take you to court. Most of the time, these companies say, go ahead, make a court case. Now, this is where it proves the complication starts. If you take a company to court, you'll have to pay the court fees, you'll have to pay the lawyer's fees, you'll have to go to the court physically. And the UAE court system is designed in such a manner that it prolongs for the next 2 years, minimum of 1 year. It can go up to 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And if you know the legal system and the legal loopholes, you can, maybe one day you'll not appear in court. Second time the lawyer will say, we need more time for the evidence. So the lawyer, the presiding judge who is there will say, okay, we'll postpone it for the next date. That is after 3 months. We'll postpone it for the next month. So what happens is it goes on and on and on, and there is no end in sight. And eventually nobody is the winner. So companies use this loophole. Now, if you're an employee and the company wants to really mess up your life, really destroy your life, they can make a court case on you, and they can drag it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, as long as it takes. Okay. And mostly employees, they do not have the financial muscle to handle this kind of, these kind of challenges. So the problem is, if there is a court case on you, you cannot work anywhere, you cannot go anywhere, you cannot travel out of the country. You're just left stranded in the country without being able to do anything. And nobody will employ you because you have a court case. And then you have to pay credit cards, you have to pay bank loans, you have to pay expenses. And the company succeeds. And that is how they actually destroy you. And then you'll have to literally go down on your knees and beg and plead for them to take out the court case. Okay, that is one. The second one is where, if a business is dealing with you, and they have to pay you, let's say they give you a very good deal, they give you at a discounted price, and let's say you sold a couple of goods, and they said, okay, fine, I don't need a discount, and you were very happy to give them the products. Now, what happens is when the due date comes, if they don't pay you, either if they ran away, you lost all your money. If they are there in the country and they don't pay you, they say take it to court. It'll drag on, and eventually you'll get only a fraction of what you were promised. And on top of that, you have to pay court fees, you have to pay lawyers' fees, and that sometimes is even bigger than the amount that you initially agreed upon. So please be careful of this. And there are a lot of people out there who love cheating people to the extent they don't mind this hassle. Over the past many weeks of consulting other people have come to me with money that they lend others, money that the company had to give them in terms of salary. They have, business dealings where they have not been paid. See, I'll just tell you this much. If you're an employee and you don't get paid that month's salary on time, don't go to work, because you'll not get your salary. You'll just not get it. They'll play around. If you have a company that says, give me your passport, and they don't return your passport back, you must go to the consulate and get your passport back. They're not allowed to keep your passport. Here's a simple thing. Why is it multinational companies in Dubai do not keep employees' passports? I know the employer will say, I've had clients who spoke to me who are business people, said, Lord, if I don't keep their passports, they will make some business dealings, whatever, and they'll run away. Well, if you don't trust the person, then don't employ him. So please be careful. Remember this. If someone takes you to court, more or less, you're going to be stuck there, and if you don't have the financial muscle, you're really jacked. Okay, that's all I can tell you. The next one, which I think you have to know, is there are plenty of UAE companies which have sprung up, plenty of so-called businessmen who realize that people are desperate, and now they are taking advantage of this desperation. They are offering jobs with not legit contracts. They are telling them you work on probation. They are making them agree for. I can't find where's that screenshot. There was even a job for a developer website and all, 500 dirhams a month. 500 dirhams a month, where previously that same position was being advertised for 3,000 dirhams a month. So imagine, how can a person survive on 500 dirhams a month? I do not know whether they were talking work part-time or whatever. So there are a lot of companies who are taking advantage of people. So please be careful. And when you're dealing with any company, remember this: if the company really wants to screw you over, let's say, for example, you're working when on a visit visa, and they don't want to pay you, they'll tell you, okay, you can go to court, but also mention when you go to court that you worked when you were on a visit visa. So you are doing something illegal equally, and you'll also, you'll have to pay the legal consequences. So please be careful there. Companies are also taking advantage. All of a sudden, because of this COVID crisis, just understand that companies are not your friends. There are a lot of people who are businessmen, and it's always survival of the fittest. Then the third bit of news that I want to share with you is newspaper companies, reporters, journalists, editors, graphic designers. Now they have started to lose jobs. I was very surprised that the top 3 newspapers, I spoke to my journalist friends who are there. I was surprised to know that they are still working from home. They're actually working from home. They're not gone to the office. And because of this, they are going to cut down at least 60% of their staff, 60. So a lot of journalists, a lot of designers, a lot of editors are losing their jobs. I also want to let you know that this is sad, but this is the reality, and now it has kind of aggravated itself. There are a lot of women, a lot of single mothers out there, a lot of girls who need jobs, and there are some lucrative positions that are coming up, and the employers are straight away telling them, how badly do you want this position? And I don't want to show the screenshot because the client requested not. This girl, she is married, she has a family, she has children. The husband is without a job, and they have loans to pay. The manager, his senior, and on top of that, it's a multinational company. She had to literally have sex with 3 guys multiple number of times just to ensure that she got this lucrative position. And, we had this session. I took her permission to share this part of the story. She was literally crying, absolutely crying. And she was like, she told me, Lloyd, they violated me as much as they could. They absolutely violated me. And there's nothing I can do about it because we'll be destroyed. All I can tell you is, I mean, I, I just don't know what to say because it's just life is tough. Life is tough. I mean, it's very easy for me to tell a person like this, like, stick to your values, but then stick to your values, but values is not going to, feed you. Who's going to help her? Who's going to give her money? So it's just sad. It's just sad. Okay, the next news that I want to tell you is there's a clampdown on people using social media to share news. See, I have made you understand this, that when I was in UAE, even though there were a lot of things that were not right, I never, shared it on video or blogs or articles. I never did that, okay, to become famous, because there's a price to pay. There is a clampdown of people who are running kind of a news, like, hey, today's news is so and so, and the CID and the undercover agents, the police, they are catching these people one by one who are advertising jobs, who are saying today's news. You do not have the license to do this. See, the only reason I can do this is because I'm not in UAE. If I was in UAE by now, trust me, an Emirati or somebody could have put a complaint and I would be behind bars. So after I left UAE and I decided never to go back, only then I started this channel. And here also, there is always a risk. There's always a risk that maybe somebody can just fly down here. All they have to do is take a gun, blow my brains, and bye-bye. I mean, I live on an island. Who's there in the forest? Anyone can come. So there's always the risk. So please, I'm not trying to discourage you from creating a YouTube channel or creating a blog, but just understand this much, that if you are in the Middle East, or you're planning to come back to the Middle East, or you're doing, even if you're sharing news, even if you're sharing positive news, there is a very strong possibility that you can get into trouble. So if you're ready to take that risk, go ahead. I wish you all the best. Like I tell you, the market is very big. It's very big to have another 2,000 people do this job which I'm doing. And still, people would love, we all would grow. But as long as you are in the Middle East, in UAE, you can be taken to task. So I just want to give you this warning, but it's up to you finally. Number 6, which I want to tell you, is Emirates Airlines. A lot of the staff who are losing their jobs are actually selling their stuff for cheap. So if you go to different Facebook groups, you will be able to find out. I don't know if I can actually find out where one of the images was there, a digital camera, which was selling for $800, $900, was selling for $200. I even saw smartphones, I saw cameras, GoPros, even cars that were selling, like they bought it, just used it for a year. They were selling at 70% off. There was one guy who put a very racist comment. He was saying, apart from Indians, Pakistanis, okay, anybody else wants to buy this car, I'm ready to give it. So, yes, I have nothing against the guy, but those of you who are looking for good bargains, please check these Facebook groups. But once again, be careful, because there are fraudsters. Wherever there's opportunity, there are these bad guys that come into play. Okay. Over there, I tell you, the only recourse that you have, the safety net, is if you're buying any transaction online, do it via eBay. If you do it via eBay, there is always a money back guarantee, so that can be your safety. But then again, purchase at your own risk. Okay, number 7 is there are plenty of shops, restaurants, and businesses going on sale, which are now being advertised on LinkedIn. There were couple of people who approached me and said, can you advertise this? I said, no. They asked me for details of my customers and clients for cash. I said, no. So plenty of shops, restaurants, businesses going on sale. If you're the type who is itching and dying to start a business, go ahead. This is your opportunity. But like I always tell you, if you've never run a business, most probably you'll end up closing down the business. Okay. And yes, it's a very bad time to run a business right now, even if you're getting at a throwaway price. Okay. In fact, I would tell you that if you do not have experience of running a business, even if it is given to you for free, I would say no, because having a business, there are a lot of responsibilities that you have and challenges that you face. And having said that, I also want you to understand that when you run a business, when the inspectors come and check your business or premises, there are plenty of fines being issued. Right now, I've been getting broken reports of people who have been telling me that they are being fined for various different things. I do not know what exactly, what sense does it make. Some people are saying that you have fines for being in the country for a longer duration. Some people are saying that there are fines for even if the door is not proper, even if there's a cockroach in your restaurant, there's a fine. Even if there's a hair in your restaurant, there's a fine. If the ceiling, the color doesn't match, there's a fine. So just be careful. End of the day, these guys also have targets which they have to achieve. Number 8 that I want to tell you is there are plenty of fake recruitment companies and fake jobs. I checked with my friends who are working in these recruitment companies. They're absolute fake. The logic being is if you're running a recruitment company and you do not have vacancies, or if you have only 1 or 2 or 5 vacancies, people are going to look at your company and, why should we even register ourselves with you? But when they advertise, 100, 200 jobs, which are non-existent, and they say so many opportunities, come register for free, you'll feel, wow, there's an opportunity, I'll give my details to them. They take your details, they get a little bit of traffic, and then they go to companies and say, see, so much of traffic that we have, why don't you sponsor, why don't you come on board with us? So, you know how the cycle works. So please be aware of the fact that recruitment companies are fake. The valid jobs are in Gulf News collections where it's for free. But if it's a recruitment company or a Facebook group, majority of the time it is fake. Okay. And I know this because the guys, my contacts who are working in these places, some of them are even content writers. They actually write fake jobs. They're told, we'll pay you so much of money, give us 200 jobs, just write and we'll pay you money. So just want to keep you aware of that. Okay, this was also on the newspaper. It's newspaper blog. It's expatmedia.net. 47 fake job recruiters, scammers arrested in a Dubai crackdown. So I thought I'd share this with you. Emirates, Albert Abela, is actually not allowing its staff to go out. One of the guys who's working there has told me this. They are forcing their staff of 20 years to accept part-time. So they've changed their contracts midway. Most of them have been working for 20 years plus. And this was the screenshot for the Dnata accommodation. It seems they are locked in the building. These employees are locked in the building and they're not allowed to go out. And these are the grocery deliveries for the first, second, third floor, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. These are the instructions. Food will be delivered without any limit in the quantity. No raw meat, fish for cooking is permitted. Delivery of clothes, bags, fashion items is permitted. All Delhi to go from EKFC are permitted. I don't know what is that. Use protective personal equipment. Okay, sanitize your items. It seems because the virus, they have been infected with the virus. This was another screenshot from somebody else who is in the accommodation of another. It is from the main office. Dear colleagues, many of you have contacted us asking when we'll release our lockdown restrictions in our company accommodations. We understand your frustrations, but after an extensive review of the current situation, we have decided to keep our lockdown in place for now and keep review it on weekly basis. The number of positive COVID cases is widespread still in highly populated areas, and the government has many restrictions in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and borders are closed. Please be assured that your health and safety is our primary concern, and all measures that we are currently have in place is for your protection. We appreciate your understanding and continued support throughout these challenging times. Okay, so this is by the management. All right, I managed to get a Dnata Emirates kind of a contract. It seems the new full-time and part-time, the new part-time contracts. That is for people who are working full-time are now being offered part-time contracts. And many of them, their jobs are literally, reduced by 50%, their salaries, literally 50%. So I just thought I'd tell you there's a lot of details mentioned here, what their payment is currently. They have not mentioned what their payment was before, so I thought I'd let you know on this. I also want to let you know that Emirates Airlines has now started to appoint people who will be spying on different Facebook groups for the messages that they send. So if you are planning to invite new people into your Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups, please keep in mind that they have appointed spies to spy on the conversation of what is going on. And then they will report you to the authorities. So please keep that in mind. Then finally, this last bit of news that I thought I'd share with you, it's Khalid Stamps, UAE Mars mission to reach a milestone as spacecraft that will carry Hope is fueled up. So the spacecraft name is Hope. I don't know, I just feel this news is like unnecessary. There's this website which is pretty impressive, but then again, this is 2117. So I don't know how you say it, 2117. So it's like the year is 2020, but here the year is 2117. So it's that far ahead. So it's like, for example, let's say you have cancer and you're going to die, but I'm telling you, after 30 years, we're going to do this. I mean, you need to focus on the problems at hand and not, 100 years later. So I don't know. I just find this totally unnecessary.
Are you fed up of life? Earning a pathetic salary, working long hours, having an ungrateful boss, facing office politics, the constant fear of losing your job, and after paying rent, groceries, shopping, and children's expenses, you were left with hardly any savings. Is this the life you dreamed of? Or do you wish to change your life forever? Meet Machedo, the world's #1 personal branding coach. He will help you identify the real you, position and sell yourself by getting the job of your dreams, and make good money anywhere in the world. If you do not believe me, Google his name, Machedo, and you will find 2 million web links online and over 200 recommendations from very happy clients. So the question is, do you want to change your life? If yes, then contact Machedo. www.machedo.com. Who is Machedo.com? ThinkPersonalBranding.com. What are you waiting for? Do it now.